Hey everybody, welcome back to another Wednesday night Q&A. Let's see if YouTube is going to work with us right now. It just looks like it is frozen. Surprise, surprise. Little technical difficulty to kick off the night. What's new? All right, looks like maybe we're working, maybe we're not. Okay, there we go. Okay. Man, always an adventure every week. Norm, hello from Jackson, Mississippi. Toad is here. Hello. Muted. Is everybody having that issue? Am I really muted? If anyone else could chime in and let me know if you can hear me. Thank you. All right, Tammy says good to go. Okay, great. Jeff is watching on his phone. I like that you watch on a small screen. I feel very self-conscious when I know people are watching on their TV. Okay, sound is working. Great. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. I had that issue on Zoom. I think I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. There were a few days where every time I got onto a Zoom call, the other person couldn't hear me. It took forever to figure out what was going on there, so I would not be surprised. DMS says, missed the last few weeks, but you're back. We are so happy to have you back. Welcome. I definitely noticed that you weren't in the chat for a while, so happy to have you here. All right, sound is working for everyone. Awesome. Thank you so much. Kyle is here and can finally see the comments. Great. Love that. I love our little group here. Everyone's welcoming back DMS. Good stuff. Love to see the regulars coming back. Hey, everybody. Greetings from Santa Clarita. We can hear you. Thank you so much, David, and welcome. CJ says, time for some snip snip tonight. Let's cut some cords. Chris says, a warm 79 in New Jersey today, late Indian summer. Yeah, it was chilly here, sweater weather. I'm here for it. It's my favorite time of year. Did I finish Schmigadoon? Not yet. I actually just filmed a video with Philip a couple hours ago, and I mentioned Schmigadoon and thanked you all in that video for recommending it to me. Oh, Toad says missed it whenever we were on Twitter. Yeah, that was just a 1 week thing. We will not make that a regular thing as far as I know. It was just out of necessity because I could not get into the YouTube page. For some reason, it was not letting me in. J Miles says, my Roku TV still has not updated. I wouldn't worry about it just yet. Mine has not updated either. So I would say just hang tight for now and see what happens. I can reach out to them if a little longer goes by without us getting the update. I will ask them about it. See America says, we love Jess. Thank you so much. That's so nice. Love you guys too. Jeff says 40 feels like 32 in Iowa. Holy smokes. Yikes. Finally raining in California. Awesome. Good to hear that. No, NYC, you are not late at all. Notifications didn't come in. Yeah, I noticed that not very many people are here yet, but that's okay. Maybe the notification will go out and maybe it won't. NYC says, celebrated my 32nd birthday on Monday. Happy late birthday. It's a shame that the MCU films for 2022 are being delayed, but it might be for the best to not rush post-production. Yeah, I just noticed that too. We'll look into that a little bit more. Definitely a bummer to see stuff continuing to get pushed back. I thought that was kind of behind us at this point, but I'm with you. I would rather them take a little longer and come out with a really great movie. Oh, Brett's watching the first episode of Schmigadoon right now. Let us know what you think, Brett. DMS says that he will be cheering for my Cleveland Browns this week because Baker isn't playing. That's awful. Half our team is injured at the moment, so tomorrow night's game should be interesting. We'll see what happens. It's also the first day that a Cleveland company is coming out with their Christmas ale, so maybe I'll just have a couple of those. It'll take the sting away if the team doesn't do so well. What is the top news story this week in cord cutting? Ooh, interesting question. I don't know if there's one that's really stuck out, but one that I will say we've gotten a lot of feedback on is Raymond's post about Disney potentially looking into spinning off ESPN Plus. And let me grab that link for you. I have that one pulled up here. And let me just paste that in the chat over here. So, oh, did that work? Maybe? Yes, okay. So just a quick rundown of what this is. It's all just kind of rumor for now, but a reporter was saying that there have been rumors for a while now that Disney is looking into getting rid of ESPN. So I think I said ESPN Plus before. This was ESPN in general. So Raymond looked into this and did a whole post about it. He has some quotes in there and does a little speculating. So if you're interested, definitely check out that link. I will say that that one probably got more views than anything else this week, so people are obviously pretty interested in it. So I would probably call that our top story of the week. Excuse me. Or like the biggest news story in cord cutting this week. So just kind of interesting. We're not really sure what's happening with it. We had a lot of people angrily message me saying that this is not happening. Absolutely not. This is only a rumor. Disney has said absolutely not. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anything could happen. Jeff says, is Lowcast adding any stations this week? Ooh, too soon. Too soon for that joke. Yeah, Lowcast is still shut down. A lot of people last week asked if we think that it'll come back, and my answer was a hard no. I do not think that Lowcast will come back. Those copyright suits were just too much, I think. All right, G-Money says, saw something about MLB at some point maybe getting into the RSN game, maybe. Yeah, another thing that Raymond covered, he's going to be doing a lot of our sports reporting going forward, so look out for posts from him. So the MLB is apparently looking into creating its own regional sports network, so we will wait and see what happens with that, but there's been a lot of talk of them kind of trash-talking Sinclair's plan for this direct-to-consumer streaming app for its sports channels, so I don't know, it just seems like a lot of trash talk right now, and I'm not hearing a lot of really fleshed out plans, so like I said, we'll wait and see what happens with all of that. Let's see here. What is the Warner Discovery going to be like, and when will it launch? I don't know if we have an actual launch date yet, unless I'm completely blanking on it. I feel like I've not been with it today, so let's see here. Looks like $43 billion. I will never get over how much money people spend on these things. Or businesses, rather, not people. So it looks like they are planning to make it happen in the first part of the new year, but that's all the information I'm finding. So I don't think that we have an exact date yet. I just Googled real quick to make sure I wasn't missing anything. But yeah, as far as I know, we don't know for sure what's going to happen yet. I don't think we have any details about what it's going to look like, and we don't have a date either. So fortunately, I don't have much of an update for you on that, but we will definitely keep an eye out. I will say too that right now we are in the thick of it with Q3 earnings calls, and so whenever we hear from Discovery and Warner Media about their Q3 numbers, hopefully we'll get a little more insight from them. Sorry, my voice is so shaky tonight because my voice is just kind of giving out on me. Okay, let's see here. Pete says, just read that Comcast is creating their own smart TV called the X Class. Yeah, actually, I have a post about that too. Let me see if I can find it. Tamara wrote a post about that earlier today. Let me see here. Here we go. Paste that in the chat for you. So there are some details about what that's going to look like, some of the features. It will have hundreds of streaming apps compatible with it. Peacock Premium is included, which I thought was kind of interesting. So kind of a benefit to getting that. I also noticed, for those of you who still follow Luke, the former owner of Cord Cutters News, he was on Twitter a couple days ago, yesterday, whenever the announcement first came out. he was on Twitter telling people not to buy these TVs, so he is enthusiastically against these TVs. I have not tried them. I don't know if I will try them, or maybe Philip will, but hopefully we'll have some more info for you at some point. What happened to the cord cutter's mug? It's actually in the dishwasher, so I'm just using my big travel coffee cup tonight, full of water still. NYC said, I remember when the news dropped about Comcast and Luke said on Twitter, stay away from Comcast. Yeah, he is apparently very against Comcast. I don't know, like I said, I haven't tried out these TVs for myself, so I'm not sure. But we will hopefully be able to get our hands on these to try them out for ourselves. What devices support Apple Music? I'm not sure, to be honest. We don't cover a whole lot of music streaming over here, but let me just check real quick. Well, this is not helpful. Okay, Apple, come on, get it together here. I was going to say I will happily look this up for you, but why don't I just copy the link? So Toad, here is your link. By the way, love your name. Reminds me of Mario Kart every time I see it. All right, did I try an RG6 cable on my antenna? I did not. To be honest, I don't use my antenna much, only because I get so few channels. So I actually use Hulu with Live to watch live TV. So my antenna is not super useful for me, unfortunately. Disappointed that I have no Halloween decorations up. That is because it's not Halloween yet, people. We still have one more week. Next week, I will have something going on back here. I promise. I went shopping for it a couple days ago, so it'll be ready next week. Richard says, I have all 3 versions of the first Dune movie. Nice. Yeah, I saw someone else mention that they'll be watching the new one tomorrow. We'll have a post going up in the morning, but long story short is you will be able to watch it on HBO Max tomorrow night. I believe 6 o'clock p.m. is the time that it's going to be up on HBO Max. Let's see here. Do I live in a Comcast market? I think so. Maybe. Not sure. To be honest, I've never been super interested in Comcast, so I don't really know. I had Spectrum at my old apartment for internet, so I know that I'm in a Spectrum market. Jesse says, cannot break away from cable because of one person in my house. The stopping point is Ion TV and the CW not being available on DirecTV Stream. Have to go with them due also to her other needs. Jesse, I would recommend an antenna. If you get one and you live in the right spot for it, you should be able to get plenty of channels, including those 2. So that would be my suggestion for you. Get an antenna before you cancel cable or anything. Just get an antenna and try it out and see if you get those channels that you're looking for. That might help your case. And also, please come back and let us know how it goes. All right, Mickey says, wondering when I can access the Screambox update that I saw an article for, created my first account. You know what? I remember the article, obviously, but I don't remember the details. Let me see if I can find it. It would help if I could spell correctly. Let me see here. So 8 months ago, Cinedigm acquired Screambox. Now they are relaunching it. Here we go. This is the one I'm looking for. One moment, please. Sorry, that takes forever. You guys know I can't multitask. Okay, so they are relaunching it, and let's see if there is a date in here. Oh, they're also doing podcasts, which is something that you might be into. It doesn't look like they gave a date for it. Let me do a quick Google search and see if I can find it. Who knew this would just be a session of me Googling things? Oh gosh, I scrolled down too far and saw all the posters for all the horror movies that I can't watch. I'm not finding an exact date for when all this is going to be happening, but if I do see that, I will do an updated post over on quirkcuttersnews.com I will look into it a bit more, but I'm not seeing it right now. All right, NYC says, the only reason I can see Hearst gaining shares of ESPN, since there's always a wild card possibility of Disney acquiring WWE. It's just speculation, not the news from me. Yeah, that's the other thing too. A lot of people have a lot of theories about what could happen, including Raymond, and he included some of that in his post. So a lot of things could happen, which is why I'm kind of in the never say never camp. I know a lot of people think that Disney will absolutely not let go of ESPN because they want sports, and that makes sense. It's a moneymaker. But yeah, everybody has their theories about what might or might not happen. All right, Pete says, I don't think that Comcast and Spectrum can share a market area. That makes sense. That does make sense. Jeff says, have an unanswered question on Twitter for you. Interesting. Do you want to ask it now, or would you rather me go over to Twitter later? You just let me know. All right, let's see here. Lots of talk in the comments about who everyone is using for an internet provider. So if anyone wants to share that info in the comments, please do. If you feel comfortable and want to let us know what you're paying for your internet bill, that would be great. So we can all kind of compare what we're getting in our area and whether or not there might be some good deals. Annette is here in the chat. Hi, Annette. Happy to have you. Yeah, I will share mine. So personally, I use a local company, and it's called Snip Internet, and I like it a lot. I did upgrade to one of their higher price plans so that my internet would be a little faster. So that's what I'm doing. And like I said, I used Spectrum in my old place, but I found that it was cutting out constantly. And I heard from other people in the building that they were having the same problem. So I was interested in switching over to something else when I got here. And Snip Internet happened to be a preferred provider in my building, so I switched. Some people saying that Comcast is the only option in their area. That's a bummer. I always feel bad whenever there's only one option in an area. It's rough to not have any choices. Annette is paying $10 for internet essentials. Richard is paying $50. Oh, for T-Mobile home internet. I've heard lots of good things about that. Have we done a piece on cord cutters about the emergency broadband benefit program? I know we have at some point, but probably have not updated in quite a while. So if there is interest in hearing more about that, we can definitely do an update. NYC says, Optimum Internet saw a commercial during the ABC 7 New York that they have Optimum Fiber. Oh, interesting. What's the most expensive service ever? Are you talking about just a straight up streaming service? I would say one of the more expensive packages from DirecTV Stream. I think those are the most expensive I've seen. All right. Man, some of you guys are getting a great deal on internet. Love to see it. I'm paying more than I should, to be honest. But to be fair, I also have unlimited data, and I need it because I do a whole lot of streaming. Jesse has AT&T Fiber, $60 a month. That's not too bad. AT&T bill is about $50. Not too bad. Spectrum for $34. Nice. CJ has fiber from a local phone company, $80 a month. That's right around what I'm paying. Mine is $75 a month. Love having unlimited data though. That is huge for me. Timothy has Spectrum. Yeah, lots of Spectrum, lots of Comcast. Oh, Verizon Fios, $40. Nice, not too bad. I'm curious if any of you want to weigh in on the most expensive streaming service. I want to say that DirecTV Stream has the most expensive. Let me see. I forget how high it goes up. It's over $100. Let me grab this over here. Yeah, the premiere with 140 channels. It is $140. It does include like HBO Max, Showtime, Epic, so you get all of those premium channels, but holy smokes, it's a lot of money. Yeah, lots of people are paying right around $50 for their internet plan. Sounds about right. What is my speed? You know what, to be honest, I don't even know. I know that I upgraded to get a higher speed, and now I can't think of it. Let me check out the Snip website real quick and see. Speed's up to 1 GB. Yeah, I have their faster plan. Their website is not great. You can tell that it's very much a small local company. All right. Oh, lots of people talking about football. I'm happy to talk about football all day if anyone wants to chat about it. Like I said, my Browns are playing tomorrow and I'm not feeling super optimistic. Our quarterback is out, half of our team is out with injuries. It's going to be interesting. NYC says DirecTV Stream is the most expensive, hands down. Cancellation policy is so bad. Makes me appreciate Hulu with live TV. Yeah, I've seen mixed feedback on this cancellation policy. I know that, was it Tech Hive maybe? Jared Newman, who posted about DirecTV Stream changing up their cancellation policy so that you have to talk to somebody either on the phone or through a chat to get your policy canceled. And a lot of the other streaming services make it so easy that all you have to do is click a button and you're done. But a lot of people were weighing in and saying that it's really not that difficult. You just have to jump into a chat and someone says, like, are you sure you want to leave? And you say, yes. And that's the end of it. So doesn't sound too bad, but agreed that any extra steps are not super helpful. Oh, hang on, closing out things over here. Okay, there we go. Let's see here. Yeah, some people talking about who's getting football rights for next season. We do have a few posts up about that. Lots of stuff has been happening. Amazon getting Thursday Night Football, different channels getting rights to different games. Sunday Ticket, I think we're still not completely sure about. I know lots of different companies want it. They are all still going up against each other right now. No decisions have been made, but we will hear by the end of this football season. Am I going to watch The Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown? I am. It's kind of a tradition. I'll probably go over to my family's house and watch it with my cousins. Are you guys going to watch it? It's going to be on Apple TV Plus and PBS. So let me know if that's one of your traditions. I would love to hear it. CJ says DirecTV Stream has taxes and fees for their streaming service. I've never seen any others do that. It is very expensive, and yeah, anytime you tack on those extra fees. Whew. Jordan says watching the Jets has been interesting so far. Feels like that's what everybody's been saying about their team lately, that everything's just been interesting and not what they were expecting. So I think it's going to be a rough year for a lot of us. Yeah, lots of people saying that they will not use DirecTV Stream because they prefer not to deal with AT&T, and that's fine. Everybody has their own preferences there. Oh, I didn't see that, NYC. NYC says that Michael Saves has a video up about DirecTV Stream's cancellation policy. Interesting, I haven't seen that. Michael is sometimes here in the chat with us, but I don't see him here tonight. Let me see here. Oh, yeah, a lot of you talking about your high internet bills because you don't have any competition in your area. Totally get that. Mike says, I pay a rental fee for a modem for my internet because it's cheaper than paying the rental fee. It would be cheaper to go out on my own. Oh, okay, you're asking. I'm sorry, I think I misread that. I would say in almost every case, it's cheaper to go out and buy your own. You can get better quality for a pretty decent price, and I just don't want to give any extra money to that company. It's also less equipment that you have to return in the end, so I would recommend getting your own. Yeah, lots of love for Michael Saves in the comments. So Michael, if you're watching this later, just know that everybody's really talking you up in the comments here. Yeah, lots of people saying that they prefer not to use any of the DirecTV video services. I completely understand. AT&T just is one of the worst. I'm trying not to trash talk them too much, but they're pretty bad about just like the rebranding thing and making things very confusing and difficult for customers. So I'm with you guys. I completely understand. We all know that Luke had his issues with AT&T. My issue is more just the rebranding thing. They make it so confusing. So we have a bunch of posts up over on Cord Cutters News, and I feel like I'm constantly going back and changing the name of the streaming service. It's confusing, and I don't like it, and it makes it hard for people to stick with a service or choose a new service when they can never figure out what's what. So yeah, I'm with you guys. Yeah, lots of people recommending that you buy your own modem. I completely agree with that. Mostly because I don't want to give any extra money to the company if I don't have to. More love for Michael Saves. Michael, really wish that you were here right now so you could see all these people talking about how much they love your content. Man, ooh, some of you really have some strong feelings about AT&T in the comments tonight. If you're watching this later, if you're not watching with us live right now, if you're watching later, you're really missing out on some comments and some that I'm not going to read out loud. But yeah, some people have some very strong feelings about AT&T, and I completely understand that. And I think that's also why we saw Luke over on Twitter saying not to get this Comcast TV. People just have very strong feelings about companies that have historically really been cable companies now getting into the streaming game. I totally understand. I get it. Michael says just don't badmouth YouTube TV. Yeah, I'm not trying to get kicked off. We still have half an hour to go. I don't want to get kicked out of YouTube again. I really don't think that's what happened. All I'm saying is that it was very suspicious timing. That's all. That's all I have to say about it. And I noticed that my video got blurry as I was saying that. Suspicious. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's see here. NYC says, I will never forget when you and Luke discussed how AT&T has branding issues with their services on the podcast. I feel like half of that podcast was just me trying to explain AT&T services. Whew. And you'll notice that Luke always made me cover those stories because he didn't want to say AT&T TV and AT&T TV Now over and over and over again. So I got to be the one to jumble up my words every week. Also wanted to tell you, speaking of the podcast, oh, there we go. Speaking of the podcast, Philip and I recorded a video this afternoon. I'm not sure when it's going up. I think maybe next week. But the vibe I got from that video was very much like the podcast. So if you guys were fans of the podcast, definitely check out that video that Philip and I are doing together. I think you might like it. We just kind of had 5 or 6 stories that we went through and gave our opinions about them. And we talked a little about holiday stuff. We talked about Black Friday. We talked about carriage disputes. So a little bit of everything. So I think you guys will like it. Kind of made me nostalgic for the podcast. So definitely check that out when it comes up. Timothy says, thumbs up this video. Yeah, if you find these videos helpful or entertaining, if you have fun hanging out on Wednesday nights, please do give the video a like. Thank you. Chris says, just like YouTube. Oh, okay, yeah, YouTube is just like Big Brother. It's always watching. Yeah, that's the truth. Anything on the internet. Someone's hearing it. G Money says, you and Philip do good videos together. Thank you. I love it when we have those conversations for videos. Those are my favorite. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying them too. Colin says, I use my own modem, but Comcast required me to get their modem to get unlimited data for free. The good thing is they are giving me X5 Gateway for free for a year. Nice. Yeah, if it's worth it for you, especially if you're getting freebies, I'm all for it. Jose says, I'm grandfathered into the $75 DirecTV stream, excuse me, which includes HBO Max 20 hours of DVR, and I can stream without using data on my phone. Awesome. The same package now would be over $100. Yeah. Man, those of you who are grandfathered into some of those plans really have a good deal, so hold on to them for dear life. I'm always happy to hear whenever somebody is still getting a old plan for less money. Love it. NYC says, during the What's on Disney Plus Q&A on Sunday, I name-dropped cord cutters. Nice. Because somebody mentioned a VPN, and I said cord cutters, Luke in particular, discourage VPNs. Yeah. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I feel like we get questions about this every week. We normally don't talk about VPNs only because a lot of streaming services specifically mention in their terms of service that they don't want you to use a VPN to change your location to access different content. So for example, if I were using a VPN to make it look like I lived in England because I want content that you can only watch in England, they don't want me to do that. And because it's in the terms of service, that's why we typically say that, and we don't really condone using VPNs for that. But I understand that a lot of people use it for security, and I am all for that. I think I've told you guys before, I use a VPN on my work computer every single day. It's just a security thing, and our tech people like us to do that. So I have nothing against VPNs if you're using them the right way for the right purposes. But yeah, we try not to make streaming services mad by encouraging using VPNs to change your location. Rangers fan says that I'm a good girl. Thank you. I'm not much of a rule breaker. Man, that's hard to say. Yeah, I just don't want to encourage people to use illegal services or to use VPN services to break rules. So yeah, there's that. NYC says that Roger from What's on Disney Plus agreed with us and said that you're already paying for the service of where you signed up. Yeah. Yep, I understand why people do it, and I've heard so many people on YouTube especially, they get sponsored by a VPN service and have to do an ad during their YouTube videos, and every single time they say that they use a VPN to access content in other places, and every time I'm just shaking my head like, oh, you're breaking the terms of service. Netflix is going to come after you. And who knows if that's really true, if Netflix will even notice anyone doing that, but that's just a little explanation of why we say that. Eric says, I use a VPN on my work computer. I do not know about using it to watch content that you are not supposed to view. Yeah, same here. I use one all the time. I have it on while I'm using streaming services on my work computer, but I'm not changing my location with one. Alan says the reasoning about VPNs in terms of service makes sense, but if only so many YouTubers wouldn't use the logging in via another country when VPN companies sponsor them. Yeah, it's interesting every time I hear it because enough people do it that it makes it pretty obvious that the VPN companies are telling them to say this. So they know, and they have to know that they're breaking terms of service by doing that. So I don't know. The whole thing is just strange to me. Jesse says Netflix is really cracking down on it. Yeah, we saw that quite a while ago. I want to say it was around this time last year that we saw a bunch of stories about Netflix kicking people off of the service for sharing passwords, and they were going after people using VPNs, but I haven't heard anything in a while, so who knows? Who even knows? How many subs does Paramount Plus have? I'm not sure right now, to be honest, but Viacom CBS's, their quarterly earnings report is coming out soon, so maybe they will give us an update then. Oh, G Money says if you try to watch YouTube TV on a computer with a VPN, you can't watch anything. Interesting. I didn't know that. I think I've used Netflix with it on, but like I said, didn't change my location or anything. And I think Sling 2, maybe? HBO Max, maybe? Interesting. Jordan says, I watched Halloween Kills last night, and my 2-word review is dumpster fire. My gosh. Whew. Has anyone else seen Halloween Kills? Please leave us a review. And I do like the 2-word review, so if you could make it like 5 words or less, even better. Isn't the intent of a VPN for privacy? It is, yes. But if you're using it for other things, you can obviously use it to change your location, and that's what we're talking about. CJ is commenting that Jermaine is not here. Somebody said that he was away for the weekend, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, CJ. It is kind of funny, though. We really do have our group of regulars, and then lots of other people coming in, too, which I love. But our regulars are kind of looking out for each other all the time, and I appreciate that. Have I watched Squid Games? Ooh, I have some feelings about this one, guys. I have watched, I think, 4 episodes. I don't love it. I knew it was going to be very violent and gory. I was totally fine with that. I was ready for it. I just couldn't really get into the story much. Am I going to finish it? Probably. I'm just not super into it. I don't get excited to watch it, so yeah, let me know if you've watched it, because millions of people have. It is the top show on Netflix, I think, of all time at this point. So if you've seen it, let me know what you think. Richard says, Jess, if you're looking for a good scary movie, never am. All 4 of the Alien movies are great. I will note that an Alien movie I might be okay with. It's really ghosts that get to me. I can't do the ghost thing. Brett says, saw the Halloween Kills movie in the theaters, not knowing it was on Peacock. Yep. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Deborah says, no intention of watching Squid Games, don't like violent shows. Yeah, I was just telling a ton of people over the weekend, if you aren't someone that can handle violence, this is not the show for you at all. CJ says, I've had so many people tell me to watch Squid Games, but it's on Netflix and I don't have Netflix. It is very violent. I love that it was a foreign language show that's getting lots of views in lots of different countries. I love it when that happens. I think it's very cool to know that people all over the world are all getting into the same show. Brett got a Squid Game costume for Halloween. That's amazing. Love it. Probably you and everybody else. You'll look just like everybody else. Have I watched Succession on HBO? I sure have. I rewatched the last episode of season 2 and then immediately watched the first episode of season 3. Love that show. Romeo says, what is the reason behind the last chance section of HBO Max? Why isn't the content staying on it? So it's usually because of licensing deals. HBO might have a deal with a different service or something to have rights to a show or a movie, and so they can keep it on their streaming service only until that licensing deal goes into place, and then they have to remove it. And I would imagine that most of that content will eventually come back. So if there's something you really like, I would say figure out where it's streaming in the meantime, but it'll probably come back to HBO Max at some point. Rangers fan says The Great Pumpkin is about as scary as I go. Yeah, same here. Beetlejuice, the old Beetlejuice movie, I can watch that one. I'm good with that. Hocus Pocus, great, love it. Yeah, scary movies are not for me, as you all know by now. Sinner Life says, is anybody watching the new Chucky series? It's really funny. I know a bunch of people said last week that they were going to watch it. It's not for me. I might be able to do that one because it's not a ghost. It's ghost stories, guys. I can't do it. But maybe. Oh my gosh. So many of you have very scary Halloween costumes coming up. Ugh. No ma'am. No, thank you. Yeah, lots of people saying that they are watching the new Chucky, that they're loving it. I don't know, guys. I just don't know. Joe says, my two favorite Halloween movies are Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein and Dracula Dead, and loving it. Where do you watch them? I will say that Pluto is adding a bunch of Halloween content and a bunch of other free streaming services, but Pluto TV is the one I know off the top of my head. Definitely check that out. Oh, Casper. Yeah, that's a movie I can get into, Chris. Absolutely. And the same star as Chucky, Devon Sawa, is in Casper and in the new Chucky show. Ernest Scared Stupid. Yeah, that's one I can get into. See, now you guys are speaking my language. This is great. Are they making a Hocus Pocus 2? I remember hearing some news about that during the pandemic last year, and I'm not sure if anything ever happened with it. There was definitely talk of it. Yep, lots of people talking about the new Chucky show. I think I mentioned this last week, but if you missed the first episode, it's streaming for free over on YouTube, or here on YouTube, on the USA Channel's YouTube page. Matt says, Dune is my most anticipated movie, and lucky for you, it is coming out tomorrow. So let us know what you think next week. Ghostbusters! Yeah, okay, that one I can handle because it was funny. The ghosts were funny. They weren't trying to kill people, so I can handle it. Yeah, the original with Bill Murray, absolutely, 100%. You guys are killing me with all the scary movie talk. I know a lot of you love scary movies though, so if anyone wants to recommend anything else, please do. Jordan says Tubi is a good place to go for horror movies for free. A Korean dark fantasy take on Hansel and Gretel. Ooh. Too scary for me. No thank you. Yeah, lots of people very excited for Dune tomorrow. We'll have a good how to watch post up for you in the morning, but I think it starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Dark Shadows on Pluto. Okay. 13 Ghosts is on Philo. Yeah, if we have any horror movie fans, check out the comments right now. We're getting lots of them. And if you're watching this later, leave it in the comments what your favorite scary movie is and where you're streaming it. Tubi, Paranormal Activity, the new one is on Paramount Plus. That is one that I will absolutely never watch. Somebody just sent me something about The Conjuring today too, and I was like, that's great. I will never watch that. Never, ever. Matt says, I'm rewatching all three Matrix movies, currently on the third one, Revolutions, getting prepared for the new Matrix coming out in December, looking forward to the new Dexter on Showtime. Have I watched What We Do in the Shadows? I sure have. I am a big fan. Absolutely love the movie. Haven't really gotten into the series a whole lot yet, but I will be watching it. Yes, one of my all-time favorite movies. Love it. Will I be passing out candy on Halloween? Unfortunately, no. I live in an apartment building. I don't think any kids even live here, so I will not be, unfortunately. My cousins are too old now to have me take them out trick-or-treating, so I will probably be at home. You guys might remember last year on Halloween, I binge-watched a bunch of the Purge movies. So that was like a scary movie moment for me, and a lot of you were very proud, so thank you again. Not sure this year what my plan is. Something kind of scary, but not too scary. So we'll see what happens. Maybe the new Chucky show. I don't know. We'll see. Chris says The Shining is one of my favorite scary movies. Oh, they're doing a new Scream movie. That one I would watch. That one didn't scare me, so I think I can handle it. Oh, some people saying that Halloween is canceled. Yeah, I've heard that trick-or-treating got canceled in a lot of places. Bummer. Let's see here. Oh, Jeff, you were trying to ask me questions. I'm so sorry. Yeah, if you asked a question and I didn't answer you, it was not on purpose. I did see you talking about the HBO Max subscription. I think that somebody was asking how much it costs. Oh, I see. I saw you commenting that you've been asking the same question and I'm skipping you. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm not seeing your question. Man, I'm scrolling up forever. What the heck is going on here? Jeff, why won't YouTube let me answer you? You would think that Netflix would know you based on your IP address. Yeah, we were talking about VPNs. I'm not seeing. Oh, you did ask me if I've seen the Only Murders in the Building finale, and I have not yet. I'm 2 episodes behind right now. But if you ask something else, could you please ask it again? I'm so sorry. I'm not seeing any of your comments. Does the Purge series tie into the films? I don't think so. It's been quite a while. It's been a year since I've watched it. I will say I did not like the series as much as I like the movies. The series was not that great for me. But that was just me personally. If somebody else was super into the series, please let us know. Is the Purge scary? Yeah, but it's more like violent than scary. And violence, it's not like I like violence, but I can handle watching it more than I can handle like being scared. Watch the Babadook. It's so creepy. I can't do it. My cousins watched it. Well, one of them, the older one, and yeah, no, can't do it. She said it was great. I can't. Jeff says YouTube is playing trick or treat with your comments. It's all tricks, no treats, because I'm not seeing them. CJ is going to break out the DVDs of the Hellraiser series. Yikes. It is spooky season. Now's the time. Okay, we're just gonna do a couple more questions and then call it a night. Jeff, could you please ask your question again? I'm not seeing it anywhere. Have I watched The Shining? I have not. Not for me. Somebody else asked about the Purge being too scary. It was more just like people being attacked. I mean, the whole purpose of the Purge is that there's one night when you can do anything. There are no laws. So people obviously go out and murder. So, but no ghosts. So, fine with me. DMS says to put on a bald cap and go out as Luke for Halloween. That would be funny. No Ghost in The Shining. Yeah, I don't know. I just think that one's a little too scary for me. NYC says the Harry Potter franchise is in line with Halloween despite it not being about Halloween. What do I think about that? I think the movies in general are supposed to have like a creepy vibe to them, you know, like the big castle, and the castles are haunted. So there's that. I don't know. It's just like this time of year that makes you want to be cozy and watch Harry Potter, I guess. I always kind of associate them a little bit more with Christmas because of the big Christmas scenes in the dining halls and everything. But that's just me, I guess. What do I have against ghosts? I'm going to say nothing just on the off chance that this place is haunted. I don't want to offend any ghosts. I'm just saying for me personally, I would like to not have any kind of communication with them. I do not want them to come after me in any way, shape, or form. And I'll just leave it at that. Sydney is going to be cheering for my Browns tomorrow night. Thank you so much. We'll take all the support we can get. Casper is a friendly ghost. Yeah, true, but also he had the relatives who were not, so you can't trust them. They're all in cahoots. G-Money says some ghosts are good people. You guys, you're coming after me, and I can't do this. I don't want any ghosts coming after me. I don't want this bad juju that's happening right now. Can't do it. I'm ghost phobic. Oh my gosh, guys, come on. You're speaking this into existence, and I'm not here for it. Oh, Brett says I would always recommend The Simpsons Halloween episodes. Maybe that's what I'll do on Halloween. Great suggestion. Thank you. Jordan says, beware the ghosts of Cable's past. That's the truth. Have I seen the Final Destination movies? Yeah, I have actually. I don't know why that stuff doesn't scare me, but we all know now that you can't follow a truck with logs in it going down the road. Like, 0 out of 10, do not recommend. That's my big takeaway from Final Destination. G Money says, what's worse, YouTube coming after you or ghosts? I'm gonna say YouTube. It was a big inconvenience, and as of now, knock on wood, ghosts haven't caused me any problems. So let's keep it that way. All right, guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here after all this very spooky talk. But thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me again tonight. I appreciate you all coming back and chatting with me on Wednesdays. This is so much fun. So have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the football games. If you're watching it, cheer for the Browns tomorrow if you feel called to do so. And I will see you all again next week.